they're saying it's getting review bombed, but which direction is it getting bombed in? Because as you know, review bombing goes both ways. Anytime these articles come out, that is a dog whistle for the people to go in and give a bunch of fake positive reviews. Oh, I said it. I'm just flat out accusing them now. Not like I haven't before. Who am I? I'm Mecha. I'm your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. And I watched Masters of the Universe Revelation. It is not a 98%. Do not watch Masters of the Universe Revelation if you're going in expecting a story about He-Man. If you can't get over the fact that, yes, Kevin Smith and the media very much omitted a lot of stuff. They did a lot of crappy things. They owe Clownfish TV an apology, a huge one, for breaking the story. And despite all that, I still enjoyed a lot of elements of it. I'm not going to recommend anybody watching it just yet. Let's talk a little bit about these review bombs. First up, Screen Rant, similar to The Last Jedi. Oh, there's a lot of similarities to The Last Jedi that we have to get into. This is one of those shows that is being so marketed as this culture war thing. It is so marketed as a divisive piece of entertainment. This is another reason I can't, in good faith, recommend this. This show has people going against their own arguments about why they didn't like The Last Jedi to trash this. Similar to The Last Jedi, a subset of upset fans are review bombing Masters of the Universe due to the series expanding the role of Teela. No, they're upset because when you have a show where you have a main character like, and I know it's called Masters of the Universe, I get it. When you have a show called Masters of the Universe, He-Man comes to mind. Just as a normie casual, He-Man comes to mind.
You're doomed, He-Man.
Oh, yeah?
Less than a day after its release, yeah. Fans review bombed it a day after its release. A continuation of the original series. It's really not, though. It's kind of a sidestep. It's kind of almost a what if. It's kind of a because they travel throughout. I don't want to get into too many spoilers. I really, really don't. This is one of those shows. I was going to judge it on a show by itself merit. And of course, I guess this is the one we're all supposed to tribe and re about. Here's the problem I have. Yes, it's a show all about Teela. Right? Yes, it's a show all about Teela. I don't mind that being a She-Ra and Princess of Power fan. It's the best She-Ra show I've seen in a long time. Everybody who has a problem with it all being about Teela is absolutely justified in doing so. However, we did kind of tell everybody about this. This is really where I'm like, okay, if we tell you, yes, it's a bait and switch. Yes, people lie. And people still watch it and get upset. I think that might be on them. And this crap, these articles, what does this article do? This just gets both sides of tribes reeing in both directions. This gets both sides of the aisle, both sides of the fence to go, oh, I gotta go and review it for my team. And that is the whole purpose of them marketing this way. They did a lot of omitting. They did a lot of misdirecting. Kevin Smith didn't go in and correct anybody when Entertainment Weekly said he's a huge super fan. And they meant he's a super fan of being a fan of things. That's what he is. He's a fan of fandoms. He's a fan of being a fan of things. One of the things that people really, really are upset with this show is that Teela is upset that they all lied to her. They lied to her about Adam being He-Man. Everybody in the palace knew, all of the close-knit people. The argument I'm getting against that now are a lot of people saying, but she's in the military. Okay, so now we're just backpedaling, especially some of these like larger YouTube channels. You gotta call out some of these larger YouTube channels who, not like Clownfish, like their reasoning is perfectly fine. I'm talking about the people who made careers out of complaining about The Last Goddamn Jedi and how Vice Admiral Gender Studies didn't give Poe all the information he needed as her military next in line, her military officer, her military leader. Teela should have known stuff, and anybody making the argument that she shouldn't is now countering their own argument for The Last Crapping Jedi. Really, because that's what it really, really feels like. It feels like this is just a tribal swing and a shift, right? Let's look at some of these reviews now. I've been ranting for 5 minutes before I even get to the reviews. So we see it's on Rotten Tomatoes, 94. That's a little too high. It's not a 94. It was fun enough. I gave it probably a 75, 7.5 out of 10. It's not terrible as far as pacing, but if you're looking for a He-Man series, this isn't going to be it. It's a Tila show. It's about the Masters of the Universe. It's really shitty. Yeah, I mean, everybody has every right to be pissed that Kevin Smith marketed this way. And Netflix. And everybody marketed it this way. Everybody marketed it as, oh, it's the sequel to the He-Man. It's a sequel. Gets review bombed, but why? Why do you think? Just wrapping up Masters of the Universe and looking at reviews to see the score so low? Just wrapping up Masters of the Universe. Who is this? What's on Netflix? Okay. And looking at the reviews to see the score so low? That's what we did, and we weren't completely surprised, as the controversy for the series has been bubbling for weeks now, if not years even. What's the controversy surrounding the Master of the Universe? Let's bring you up to speed. Well, Clownfish found the plot synopsis of it being about Tila, and got dragged through the mud by the media who didn't want it to be, leaked? And then it became this giant I think this is almost orchestrated by Netflix. What do you want to bet this is, almost orchestrated by Netflix? Like, they found somebody that they could paint as a scapegoat. I think that's what they did. They wanted to paint Clownfish as a scapegoat, so they sent Kevin Smith after them, and now they're utilizing this to market this thing. That's why they have articles written. That's why they have, they're review bombing. And that's a dog whistle to make people review bomb it the other way. Let's just take a look at some of their review. Let's look at the audience. You want to talk about review bombing? Like I said, review bombing goes both ways. And when they're going to just make this a giant tribal cultural thing. Here. The only good thing about the show... Okay, these are 1 star. I want to see the 5 star. I want to see a positive one. I appreciate Netflix. They're playing smart by not focusing entirely on the remake of the 1980 He-Man series. We are getting a lot of I wonder if they're review bombing their own thing, though. But I am seeing a lot of people very genuinely upset with the way this is marketed. Like I said, everybody has every right to be upset with how this is marketed. As a child, I grew up watching, Adam D. Watching He-Man like a religion. This puts me right back into the 80s on Saturday morning. Love the new styling and the more mature storytelling. Bring on the next part. Are you a real person, Adam D? Adam Driver, are you a real person? They might actually be a real person. They might actually be a real person. Let's find some more fake positives. I don't even want to get the negatives in here. Let's see what this guy says. Oh, here's a negative. Just terrible, boring storyline that leads to a disappointing ending. Okay, first off, it's a halfway point, isn't it? If the show ends like that, I'm going to be pretty darn pissed. But no, we're only 5 episodes in. It's not, what's the show come to? Well, you're judging it based on the middle. That's the big problem I have with a lot of this. A lot of people haven't seen the entire thing. It's like we can't judge it as a whole yet because we don't have the whole thing yet. It's not like Lower Decks where we know it's not going to redeem itself. I mean, there's still plenty of good here to be a point where, we can fix a lot of this stuff, and I kind of want to see how they do. Terrible, lazy writing, bait and switch trailer. It was a bait and switch trailer. Absolutely, the biggest disappointment of the year. Here we go. Let's just click on this one. It is absolutely no info. So there are a lot of brand new accounts with brand new 0-star, 1-star reviews. One wonders what the critics at large would have thought if She-Ra had been killed in the first episode, and all the majority of the female characters had been sidelined, leaving Bo, Seahawk. Well, it's elephant in the room. It's called Masters of the Universe, not He-Man. We've been telling people they were baiting and switching it. It's been very publicly, by Netflix's own admission, marketed as, this is Tila's adventure. It's almost a case of buyer beware at this point, and I hate putting it that way, and I hate, because people are going to downvote this video for it. But if we tell people enough that, yes, it's going to be all about Tila, yes, they're baiting and switching, yes, they're doing all these things, And we still say, don't watch it. Let us figure out if this is going to be an absolute bait and switch or if it's just the first little bit. Just to drum up controversy, just to drum up marketing. Because a lot of us who have been around on the internet for a little bit longer than, about a minute, we know that that's what they do with these shows. They use these to drum up controversy. Most of the time, it's something like The Last Jedi, which sucked anyway. This one isn't nearly as bad as The Last Jedi. I can actually make it through it twice. And is it remarkable phenomenon? No. It's Masters of the Crappy Universe. It's good enough for what it is. I enjoyed elements of this that I think you guys probably won't. I can kind of relate to the bitchy Tila stuff, and if you probably won't like it. I don't recommend people watching it. That being said, I kind of enjoy it, and I want to see where it goes. I want to see what happens to it. And if it really, really doesn't hit that big giant reset button in the next half to really fix some of the characters that got offed in this one. For example, spoiler, like we said, yeah, they kill off He-Man in the first 5 minutes. And then they kill off Prince Adam later. They do. I don't think they're just trash talking every male character, because the female characters get some trash talking too. Evil Lynn is terrible to Tila, and she deserves it. Tila is terrible to Evil Lynn, and she kind of deserves it. And they kind of mellow out, and they sort of have this understanding, and it's very much, it's a She-Ra show. I really hate saying it, and that's kind of how I'm enjoying it. So, and I get it if people don't want that. That's fine. Don't watch it if you don't want a show that's kind of a She-Ra show. That's what it feels like to me. But also, I don't want to hear the argument that basically goes against the same argument about Admiral Gender Studies from a couple of years ago. I'm Mecha. Tell me what you guys think. Please don't hate me for actually kind of giving this one a little bit more of a chance and enjoying it for what I enjoy it for. You guys won't. Don't watch it. You guys won't enjoy it anyway. See you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.